Well, we're live. Live. Good evening, Power Glow. Hope you're having a swell, well, and groovy night, Power Glow. Just swell, well, and totally hip and groovy Friday evening here in the old VW bus. Dancing with the little Mary Jane tonight, huh? That is far out, man. Far freaking out. Cheers. Eagle Eye. Good evening. Happy Friday from the old VW bus. Welcome aboard the old VW bus, Power Glow. It's always a pleasure to have you aboard. A little time and my friends, a little time and space. a happy, a super duper happy. It's a frickin' A Friday evening. Hope all is well, swell, and totally hip and groovy in your neck of the woods. So that was a little stellar drone. Stellar drone. So it's definitely a groovy evening in the old VW bus. A lot different than last night's topic. You know, last night's topic was a thing that needed to be presented, a thing that needed to be said to the world. It was a much needed apology that needed to be said to make sure that the world felt the vibration of the apology. My friend Megan, good friend Megan, my best friend, somebody I care about very, very, very dearly. Of course, it's been like a weird, roller coaster with me for the past couple of months, but I'm starting to figure out things, and certain things, and it all just boils down to I like living in this VW bus. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just totally far freaking out, man. Like, seriously, if you guys ever get to hang out in this old VW bus, you would under freaking stand. Like, it literally sometimes it defies to me, and it's just to me, because it's just my VW bus, but sometimes to me, it defies space and time, you know. It literally does. And so to put some headphones on and get lost in some music right there. The whole vibration of music alone, that's something that just goes, it can time. It's vibration. But it's a groovy Friday evening. Groovy Friday evening tomorrow. It's supposed to get like mega cold, by the way. By Monday, we're supposed to have the coldest air in Oklahoma in like, I don't know, umpteen million years or some stuff like that. Like, seriously, it's supposed to be like negative 80s Monday morning. Like, when I get up and go to work Monday morning, it's going to be like super duper cold. But I'll be cozy in the bus. I'm not too concerned about myself. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, which is cool, like, I mean, this is, like I said, my third winter in this old VW bus. 3 winters, starting in the winter of 2016, sorry. And an open road. Yes, yes. Yep, that's all you need, man. Of course, I don't know if any of you fine folks follow me over there on the Instagram. Over on the Instagram, of course, I posted a video today over on the Instagram of the old VW bus. So feel free to go check it out on Instagram. Check me out on Instagram, the Westphalia Chronicles. But it was just a little snippet of cruising yesterday. Yeah, I think I got some audio here. But the open road, nothing like about the open road and the old VW bus. I mean, open road in a van or a motorhome, that's one thing, but to travel the open road, going to a particular destination, but not such a particular destination if you got the time, so you make it basically, if you're going to a destination, it takes days, just plan on days getting there and make every day you don't know where your destination is going to be that day. That's the fun part about the VW bus. When I travel. And now that I'm like a complete van dweller nomad, that I sometimes, commute back and forth in my home to work, and sometimes in, oh, heck yeah, Power Glove. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. But then sometimes I travel, to and from in my father's old F 250, my little hand me down pickup. which that's what I drove to work today. It was just, it was nice, but I was kind of sketched out because Monday, of course, Monday, this past Monday, on the way to work, I got pulled over not for my headlight being out. I got one headlight out that I still got to replace. I got pulled over for my tail light not being bright enough, which is amazing because I'll do a video of it how bright my tail light is. You guys will be like, that's bright enough. He was just scoping me out, you know. But today, when I haven't drove my truck since Monday. So when I drove the truck today to work Friday, he happened to pass by me as I was pulling out onto the road from the country road. And he looked, you know, like, because he asked me because my driver's license has a Norman, Oklahoma address, but I'm way out here in like the western part of Oklahoma, Piedmont, Oklahoma City, Piedmont area, out in the country. So he was like, "What are you doing out here?" And all I said was, "I live out here." And he's seen me today. That's what's funny because I had no reason to lie to him, but you know, at the same time, I had no reason to tell him what the hell I was doing out there, but I didn't want no roughings because I live out here and I'm pretty sure that's what he does every day. So I didn't want no, roughings from him every day. So just lesson learned, just be honest, Unfortunately, you got to be honest for those little situations. It's not unfortunate, but you just got to be honest. But yeah, I was like, man, I should have drove my bus this morning, but I didn't. My bus is going to be parked for this winter blast for the next few days. It might stay parked for until probably so maybe the end of this month. I don't know. I don't know, man, because it's cold, and my bus does not like it when it's cold. It was cool with it. My VW bus was literally cool with it for the first like couple winter storms that we had a few weeks ago when I was right before the generator crapped out on me. Speaking of the generator, I'm still waiting to hear back on the generator. But it's all swell, well, and groovy. I mean, Nez, 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 how are you doing? Hope all is well, swell, and totally hip and groovy in your neck of the woods. What'd you say, Eagle Eye? A little update on your husband, huh? He had test today. Oops, hold on, I don't want to do that. I had a test today. There's no blockage in the heart. No blockage? Swell, well, and groovy. There's clear. There's no blockage. All came back. Cool. That is a groovy thing. Heck yeah. Heck to the yeah. So, yeah, I missed Brother Mark's stream because I was on the Vidya chat with the world famous Megan. Was having a Vidya chat. So that was fun and all that groovy jazz. So, of course, last night's live stream was basically dedicated to Megan. Well, not basically, it was. That's what it was. It was all about Megan. It was Megan's vlog. It was. I started thinking about the name of it, Megan's vlog. There's actually like a law out there called Megan's Law, and I was like, oh shoot, that kind of sounds janky, but Megan's vlog sounds okay. I mean, it's part of the Westphalia Chronicles, so. But yeah, last night's live stream was just a little openness, about how all kinds of emotions and stuff can like cause havoc on a person, and especially with me, because those emotions I've never dealt with ever elsewhere. Hope all is well. Swell, totally hip and groovy, Sister Lori. I'm still up in the air about this Woodstock situation, man. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's just still nothing about it. You figured by now there'll be something about it. Somebody's dragging their feet. Something's weird going on. So I'm starting to have a plan B is in Birdfest in May, BYRD Birdfest in May, which is in the Mulberry Mountains of Arkansas. Very groovy place, I guess. But I was going to check that out in May, and then in July the 27th, 28th, or something like that, Schwagstock in Missouri. So that's my possible plans. Or if some crazy, massive, big festival just happens to happen, I'll go to that. But as far I know, is I don't know, man. Seriously, I don't know about Woodstock because there's not much been talked about it. And if it's going to happen at a racetrack or something like that, or an old car track or something like that, it's like, is there going to be camping? You know, oh man, yeah, it sounds afford. Yeah, you're right. You hit the money on the button on that one there, Lori. But it would if it was like something like, let's say if Woodstock, if they was going to have Woodstock back in Bethel at the original site, even though the Bethel Woods says they can't handle a Woodstock size malarkey. It's some bullsnot right there, straight up bullsnot. Uh, yeah, man. Like I would be like, I'm on my way. NASCAR track. See, nah, man. Where's camping? Is there gonna be no camping? Like they gotta take it back to a farm. That's the deal. They need to take it to a farm. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It sounds like it's like probably like the original Woodstock where they're supposed to have it in Wallkill. And Wallkill people are like, nope. That's when they went to Yazger, you know. Yazger's like, yeah, I'll do it for 75,000. That's how much Yazger charged for his chunk of land for Woodstock was 75 grand. In the movie Taking Woodstock, it's 7,000, but 500 or something like that. But in reality, it was 75 grand. $75,000 is what they paid for that chunk of land for that weekend. Like, but I don't know. Like, I want to do something fun. I mean, Birdfest and Swagstock, that's definitely more affordable. You know, they're both great venues. Gonna have some great bands. You know, it's not like headliner bands. These are like mostly like tribute bands, stuff like that. But I thought about doing Bonnaroo this summer, but May Bonnaroo's lineup is like, I don't know, man. I don't know half them folks. You know, I mean, some of it's techno. I can go listen to some for like a few hours, but after that techno rhythmic stuff, goofier than a goofy guy in Wonderland, you kind of freak out, and it's like, I gotta go, man. I gotta go listen to some Grateful Dead, get my head straight. This I got to go. It's enough of that stuff. Pinky! Oh, there's always room for Pinky. Pinky always has a seat in the VW. Straight up legit talk right there. That's welcome aboard, my groovy friend. Hope all is well, swell, and totally hip and groovy with you. Pinky can verify the space time change in the old VW bus. It's like it goes by like reality. Human time goes by fast, but at the same time, it seems like it slows down in the bus. It's kind of crazy. Space and time around this old VW bus is definitely warped. And maybe it's from all the weird warp trips I've been on in the old VW bus. But I don't know. Who knows? It's definitely its own little type of um, personality. This old VW bus. That's the best way to put it. It has its own special little personality. I'm pretty sure it was ready to come back out to the country and chill because it did not like being out in the cold. It was like, I don't like driving around in the cold. I don't like just, it was like, no, 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 because she likes driving in nicer weather. Straight up. I mean, she's almost a 50-year-old lady. You know, I've never named this VW bus, and I don't know if I will. Uh, my really good friend, our good friend, everybody's good friend, Jackie, Jackie over there at Super Enthused. She is having such a groovy weekend. By the way, tomorrow is Jackie's birthday. Jackie's birthday is tomorrow. She's having a hoot nanny, a straight up legit hoot nanny in like Orlando or Tampa. I don't know. She's just having a hoot nanny. We just call it Jackie's hoot nanny. Like party on, Disney style. So, and speaking of 50, brother James, he just turned 50 yesterday. I got him a nice card and everybody signed it at work. And we got cupcakes and all kinds of stuff for James, and it was groovy. It was groovy, and it was fun. I'm very grateful to and honored to call James my friend. He's been there for me through a lot of weird stuff. Yo. But yeah, it's supposed to start getting cold, mega cold once again, starting tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna go help my friend Kevin. My friend Kevin is the gentleman who is so gracious to let me stay here on his property. My friend Kevin I met through our wonderful friend Drayton over there at Dre's World, his other YouTube channel, and also the world's greatest kiting. He's the kite man, straight up legit stuff right there. And um, yeah, he's a good cat. Um, he introduced me to my friend Kevin, and Kevin and I became good friends. And Kevin lets me hang my hat out here on his property. He's very gracious and let me do that, and I'm grateful to have a place to come to, even though it's a million miles out in the middle of Nowheresville. But I'm not going to complain about that because in a million miles out in Nowheresville, it's the greatest place to live in a time traveling VW bus. Like nobody looks at you, nobody bugs you. You're just out in the middle of nowhere, man. Oh, you was in Florida? Yeah, she's like, I don't want to. I can't give away her secrets because she's doing a vlogging, so she's doing some groovy things, man. But yeah, I know she was going to Tampa to go see Tampa J and hang out with Tampa J and some vlogging groovy kids and cats and vloggers and all that groovy stuff in the Tampa Bay J and all of them. Like that's all I'm gonna say because I can't be no spoilers here in the Westphalia Chronicles. Sorry, no spoilers. You be 60 and Macy? All right. 60 is not the 60 the of um the days like you think when you were younger. Like today's 60 is basically the new 40s. And so on and so on. What's up? What's up? Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. When I hit you guys to scroll up and see what you guys have been saying, for some reason the little thing comes up for me to put you in timeout or hide you and all that weird stuff. And I don't want to do none of that. I'm just trying to scroll up here. I want to catch what Power Gloves commented. Should I get a 78 bus with fuel injection type 4 or 72 upright motor? Um, well, I love the light bays, but want to be able to work on my engine though. Um, my highest suggestion for that, because anything after the 1600, you're going into the pancake engine, and working on the pancake engine, Power Glove, is almost next to impossible. You can, and it's possible. It's almost next to impossible, but it's a dang old VW. It's hard to work on those on the side of the road. Um, those you'd have to like push somewhere and work. Let's say if you were a nomad and that was the breakdown on you, like you couldn't really fix it on the side of the road like this 1600. Like you could literally break this 1600 down on the side of the road, fix whatever's wrong, throw it back together, slap it back in the V dub, and get back on down the road. In straight up, you can, because it's a little freaking, I don't know, airplane engine or something. It's Volkswagen's most freaking best freaking technology ever. The little 1600 engine. Like you take care of the little 1600 engine, you're gonna go around the world. I mean, this little 1600 engine, Power Glove, has gone over 100,000 miles. That's 100,000 plus 13,000 miles over that. 13,000. I've already gone. Not 10,000, but 13. Like I rolled, that's how many miles I've gone since that rolled over 100,000 miles. And the VW bus rolled over another 100,000, which made it 300,000 miles in this old V. 300,000 miles plus 13,000 more. That's like crazy to even comprehend those miles I've driven in this VW bus. Like, straight up, like. But to answer your question, Power Glove, if you're gonna get one, I would get a 78, fully full injection, 200 cc. You know, um, and I would get probably the dual carburetor. Not probably. That's what I would put on it, the dual carburetor. But you want fuel injection. You want, and do not get one of those engines built and shipped to you. You want somebody to build that engine, but you want a 2000 cc. Because I had a 73 that Daryl built, my good friend Daryl built, and that's what we put in that 73. And that thing had no problem cruising around the Los Angeles frickin' freeways, man. Well, I know you're going to have to change a lot of things from that bolt pattern, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty possible to put a 1600 in those buses. But you got to keep in mind the later buses are going to be a little bit more heavier with their Westfalia stuff because they got the full pop up in the bed on them. You know, the 68, 69, 70s, like my buses are a little bit lighter than the newer Westfalias that were coming out, like 73 and up. Or 74. Yeah, 73 is when they started changing the design again. Can one be chocolate? Anything could be chocolate, Pinky. Anything. I don't know if you ever read the book. There's a book that came out when I was a little kid. It's called The Chocolate Touch. It was a really groovy book where this kid somehow got where everything he touched turned to chocolate because he loved chocolate so much, and he got it so where he couldn't touch nothing no more because everything, even when he drank something. It's crazy, crazy book. The Chocolate Touch. I do believe that's the name of it. But it's a groovy night in the old Westphalia. I am so grateful for my friends hanging out. I had a nice turnout last night, which was crazy, by the way, because it was such an unusual but super deep live stream last night. But it was a much needed live stream because my friend Megan, she works with me every day, but she follows me here very closely, as many other people here on the Westphalia Chronicles, and it's just like she follows me like you guys do, but she gets to see me almost every day. Yeah, this was in 2009 when I had one of those built. 2000. It cost a pretty penny, Power Glove. And when I sold that 73 bus when I moved to California, I lost a lot of money when I sold it. I think about that, and it's hard to even talk about it right now because it was such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bus. But like a lot of your VW buses out there, they have their own personality, and that one did. Like the brake on it was really weird, like really, really, really weird. And it was hard to find a brake booster for that year. But the 1600 engine is really good. And if you're going to get the 1600 engine, I'm going to highly, highly suggest the aluminum case. I have the aluminum case. And once again, this aluminum case has gone over 100,000 miles without no bore lining. No bore lining it out. You know, that that crankshaft is solid, man. Like solid. It's all swell well and groovy. Like it wouldn't hurt to just go through there and like do like the valves and the valve heads and just a little rebuild, which I'm gonna be I should do soon. but it's a dang old good old German engine. You keep the valves adjusted and the oil changed on it, you know. Should do swell well and groovy. This old bus has taken me many places, man. Many places, you know, down the road. Many places in the mines. Many trips. I love my bus. I love it so much because it's just not just because it's a VW. It's like my home. It's my friend. And maybe I've become more attached to it since Ranger Dog died. I don't know, man. I don't know. Um, I know for this, for a fact, Ranger is forever a part of it. Every 3,000 miles or so, you want to adjust those valves. Brother Mark, man. Good evening. Hope all is well. Swell. I'm totally hip. Totally hip, groovy, man. Your neck of the woods, man. Cool. You sent me a picture. I'll check it out, man. I will check it out. Sorry, I was catching up on comments, man. Stoner, man. Hope all is well. Swell. Totally hip and groovy. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, man. It is a good evening. I'm just hanging out in the old VW bus. Cheers. Fart on. Whatever the case may be. Just want to rub the Buddha belly. Buddha belly. Buddha belly. Rub that Buddha belly for Pinky Pigloo. they're so far hard to find now. Power Glove. They are so hard to find. I got so lucky when I bought this in 2000. I paid $600 for this, man. This bus, it was given to me for $600. $600, man. K-Dog. K-Dog. With Brother Mark tomorrow. He's taking a Greyhound bus. He's heading down to Tennessee. Tennessee Jed and Tennessee Mark. Tennessee Mark and K-Dog gonna hang out. They're gonna hang out this eve tomorrow. Do some painting, do some farting, have a good old time. Good evening. Hope all is well, swell, and totally groovy. Totally hip and groovy in your neck of the woods. Well, this weekend is here. Elsewhere, it's Friday night. I know the weather is coming. The weather is coming. I'm not ready for the weather. I'm not looking forward for Monday. And it's like I got to get all my stuff bought tomorrow because we're supposed to have snow in case I can't get out Saturday or Sunday. So, yeah, man. Like, wow. Cheers. Fart on. Wales. That there, my friend, is some tasty stuff. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, it is. So I'm so grateful everybody's joining me tonight. Last night we had a whole freaking repertoire of groovy people. We had Van Gogh, Vincent, Salvador Van Gogh just straight up legit hanging out. We had exploring Ryan, just straight up. I guess the Florida crew just making their appearance. And you know I was I was honored. I look forward to the day this bus is in Florida and I get each and every one of those groovy kids' signatures, just like straight up legit stuff right there, man. But tonight, it's all about space and time. Space and time. Same thing with playing music. You got to keep in the space and the time. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do when you're trying to gather everything you're seeing in space and time and putting it into music. You're just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Nez, Nez. I look forward to the day you get to hang out in the V-Dub bus. The old V-Dub bus. We'll do some bowling. All that groovy jazz. Have some fun. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow I'm helping my friend Kevin. Kevin, I think I got lost on my talking about him earlier. I'm helping him put in a French door tomorrow. And we got to get that sucker put in before it gets uh, too cold and all that jazz. So we're hoping to have it done by noon ish, 1ish, and then we'll be back out here. I'll be back out here. I love it out here. It's nice. It's a nice place to live in a VW bus. It really is. So K Dog's gonna go hang out tomorrow. All right. That there, Brother Mark, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, Brother Mark just sent me a photograph. Let's talk about this a minute or two. Let's talk about, I don't know, can you guys see that? Oh, it might be too bright. It might be too bright for you fine folks. Let me just turn the brightness down on this sucker so the there we go. There we go. How's that? There we go. All right, there, my friends. That there is a bunk bed VW bus that somebody has built. And I know my friend Mark is very talented. And that's something he could build if he wanted to. If he can't find him a VW bus to have him a VW bus studio, I think he could do something like that. Oh, where we go? Hold on. But that's far out. That is totally far out. I just sent me a photo and I could check it out. Check it out. Because Brother Mark and I have talked about, if I find a VW bus shell, yeah, man, ain't that far out? See, you could build something like that, man. You are talented, man. And shaping of wood, I know, dude, you could do that, dude. Dude, you could do that, man. You have that in your living room. Change Fart Studios to the VW Fart Studios. Because eventually what's going to happen, my friends, is these VW buses, mine, the old split windows, these are the old splitties, the old splitties, the old splitties. You won't be able to find them anymore. Not the originals, not these. People are going to be making the shells. There are already people already making fiberglass VW bus shells. So it's already happening. So eventually people are going to be able to buy VW buses, like, but they won't be VW buses. That's crazy. They'll be just knockoffs and lookalikes, but they won't be. But people would be like, "I got me a bus," and I guess it's the state of mind, right? It's the straight up state of mind. Because it is. It's very. I don't know. Maybe it's the originals like these. There's just something unique about driving these things around, or just hanging out in them, you know. And I seen that bunk bed just now. That just makes me think. Now, if I was talented like Brother Mark, I would build something like that. I'd be like, yo. And it'd be a bunk bed. You don't have to make it a bunk bed. It could be like freaking Lookout Central on the top. You can put some fart flags or something up there. Like, let your freak flag fart flag fly. Straight up, man. Oh, Pinky. My groovy friend Pinky. Sometimes I don't know if you want me to say your name, but we just call you Pinky. I'm so grateful that you're hanging out this evening and that you're talking. Like, I'm glad I got to meet you. And I'm glad you got to meet Mr. Ranger Dog. And so I just can't really talk too much about that, but because I get so emotional. But I'm just glad you got to meet Ranger. And he brought him that big cookie. He just scarfed it down. He's like, "Ooh, what you got for me?" That's just Ranger. Ranger was like that to the day he basically died. That was Ranger. Cheers to Ranger Doggy. Yep. I wish I could have taken you guys for a ride in the VW bus. Just like a quick like ride, or something. I don't know. Oh, I can tell you about my VW bus with black light. I used to have black lights in here. Okay, dog. Don't get me wrong, man. I used to have this thing pretty much set up nicely for when I would go to festivals and stuff like that, and I could run everything off of batteries. My battery I had in the back, and oh yeah, I'd flip on that black light, and let me tell you, it was definitely a hippie chick magnet, a hippie lady magnet. And they'd be like, "Yo, yep." That was because we was hanging out in the bus. The bus has a different time. Always has, always will, especially with traveling. Even though it's like the distance is like 500 miles, you can traverse that 500 miles, in 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours or whatever it takes. But in the bus, it just seems like it goes by so quick, so quick. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a state of mind, though. This old VW bus has definitely seen some cool stuff. I really wish I knew the stories of the bus before I was the owner. All I know is the stories of the bus from the guy I got it from, and he used to travel in it to Colorado quite a bit, I guess, to go to string cheese concerts. Mostly Red Rocks. Has been to Red Rocks a couple of times. That was the previous owner. Um, but other than that, I don't know too much of the history before that. Like, I know I have all the original paperwork from the original owners and where they bought it from in Norman, Oklahoma. Bayless is their last name. And maybe I'll start searching them. I know they're not in a phone book, so it's kind of an odd, like it's like they just don't exist. But maybe it'd make for an interesting vlog. Oh man, yeah, Red Rocks has been there. I think since the 20s. I think that's when they built Red Rocks Amphitheater. Maybe it was in the 30s. It's been there a cool minute. It's been like the place to go play music because of the acoustics there. Like it's like the most unique acoustics. I have to name it, huh? But I'm anxious to get my generator back. I really, really am. I guess I could have called today and checked on it, but I know the part wasn't supposed to come in until sometime this week, and even if the part, let's say, came in yesterday or today, he couldn't get to it because he's gonna have to get it going or fix it or put it, install it, make sure the generator's gonna run, pull a load, it's gonna be able to power like it's supposed to. Like I'm anxious to get it back. When I passed by the Flying J and the pilot this evening on the way out to the VW bus, I was just like, I miss being there. If I had the generator, I probably would have be there. I would probably be there tonight, just because I like being close in town. But I just now realized no, I'd be out here because I'm going to be going to work with Kevin tomorrow, installing a French door. A French door. Sha la la la. La French. So yeah, I'll be doing that tomorrow. Nez likes to paint. A lot of folks, I dig that because that's inspiration right there, Because I'm gonna start doing I keep talking about the tie dyeing. I need to start. I need to get to the website and just order the stuff. But I got priorities first that I got to make sure I pay for and deal with. And I still yet to go to the tax man and do my taxes. I need to go do that. So yes, you do, man. Safe travels, K Dog. Safe travels to you on that Greyhound. Don't let the Greyhound freak you out. Have fun, man. Enjoy getting to hang out with Brother Mark. I have yet to travel that way. I keep promising I'll make there. My life is such a groovy, crazy, hectic life, but I will make it to his neck of the woods. I'm excited for that epic video adventure. That's gonna be epic, man. When I get the day I get to meet Mark Jones, Mark Fun Jones, and be in the Fun Fart Studios, it's gonna be the day all kinds of shenanigans is gonna happen. It's gonna be the straight up shenanigans gonna happen. It's gonna be fun. I look forward to that stuff. I look forward to when I get to go to Florida and get to meet all the Florida folks. I really, really do. I'm excited to meet my friend Drayton. Like, because Drayton has done so much for me by introducing to me my friend Kevin, who lets me stay out here on his property. I've never met Kevin or met Drayton in my life. That's why I owe a lot to YouTube. I owe more to YouTube because I got a place I'm living because of YouTube. I'm not getting paid by YouTube, but I got paid in another way by friendship. And a lot of people, I don't know if they understand that or not, but that's more weight than any freaking dollar bill, ounce of gold, silver, like especially meeting Pinky. Like that's what I'm talking about. I don't care when people like, oh, you someday you're gonna get famous on. I don't want to be famous on nothing because that's not what it's about. I want to have my friends who I am building this channel to be with, friends. You know, I want those friends to help me insure this bus for the next 50 years. Like, I'm going to do this. Like, but I think it would be neat for people to help me along the way who wants to be part of this bus for eternity. Because this bus is going to sit in a museum someday. It's going to tell the story, and it's going to tell the story of what I did on YouTube. And it'd be like, those people who are so close to me and a part of that, their names are going to be a part of this bus, you know? Like if K Dog is like, hey, I want to buy you some 30 weight oil for a year or 2 months or a week or two, whatever, because I don't use much oil. Like K Dog's gonna get a freaking plaque in the VW bus. You know, it's gonna say K Dog and his YouTube stuff and all kinds of groovy stuff forever. You know, 50, 60 years from now, when people are staring at the glass in a freaking museum of cars, they're gonna be like, "That's cool." But I don't want people to be staring behind glass. I want people to look in at this. You know, stick their heads in and smell the VW. This bus has a unique smell. It's so beautiful. Like when I open that door every evening when I come home to my bus and open that door, it's like you open your door to your home. Same thing. Exactly, Pinky. It's crazy. Like the only person's signature. There's a few signatures that have faded, but one that faded and was gone was Hugh Warner. Hugh Warner was Marilyn Manson's father. Marilyn Manson's father signed to my VW bus. He signed it on the linoleum side of the bus on the kitchenette here. But the day he passed away was the day that thing finally faded away. It was very odd. Very, very odd. Yeah, I met Hugh Warner, Marilyn Manson's father, when I was on my Route 66 trip going west to California in Tucumcari, New Mexico. And he was driving a fancy, smanchy um, Corvette, like beautiful, beautiful Corvette, yellow. And he kept passing by us. And then finally, when it was at a gas station, he pulled in there. And I was like, man, I like your car. He goes, man, I like your van. And we just got to talking. And he was like, yeah, I'm on my way to California to meet my son. He's a famous rock star. And he started showing me the pictures from the Rolling Stone magazine that they did the cover of Rolling Stone when him and Manson did it, and they were all in their makeup. He did makeup with his son. It was crazy, and I was just like, huh? And he found me on Facebook like that night. He found me on Facebook, and that we were friends on Facebook, and we're still friends on Facebook. He, but he's passed away. His Facebook's like a memorial Facebook now. And his wife, he was on Route 66, like traveling through parts of Route 66 for the first time since his wife passed. Marilyn Manson's mom, which actually Marilyn's real name is Brian Hugh Warner, aka Junior, if you want to get technical. But if you ever see Manson and call him Junior, he'll probably get pissed off pretty good because I guess only his family members called him Junior. So, or that was when he got in trouble, was Junior. But it was cool. Like I need to start thinking about really soon pulling my interior out, reinsulating the bus, doing all the the seals and stuff, putting everything back in. It just blows my mind that I've lived in this thing, for 3 winters now, full on 100% of the time over a year now. over a year in this VW bus. Like, it really is my home. It truly is a unique vehicle. Van life. It's the old VW bus is definitely the original van life. You know, there was that, and I think, Dodge and Chevy was putting out beginnings of camp mobiles, but I think Volkswagen was the first to have a camping van that they put out. Don't quote me on that because I do live in a VW bus, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Volkswagen was probably one of the first to make a camping edition. VW was first. Yeah, VW was first. They very well could have been. I mean, they were very ahead of their time thinkers for their designers for the VWs at the time. They had their they had just people, the working man in mind. That's what Volkswagen stands for, is the people's car. And it's definitely become way past the people's car now. I mean, it's high technology cars. Um, it's in the line of, I mean, Audi. They own Audi. I mean, you might as well be buying an Audi. I mean, they're high end cars, and then they're not really worth it. Like, I had a 2012 Jetta TDI, brand stinking new, and it was a lemon, a freaking lemon. And then in 2016, my ex-wife and I traded in for a worse one because it got mixed up in that emission scandal. Worst thing I ever did. I should have kept that one still. Oh yeah, they went. Yeah, there went vans. Camping vans went crazy after VW. I know through the 70s and 80s, like, and through the 80s into the 90s. I mean, they still have them. Volkswagen's still kicking out a camping van. It's the looks like a Mercedes. I mean, it's pretty cool, but you can only get them in Europe. And I don't know what they're called. They're not the bus, obviously, but they're still a camping van. There's a motorhome, the Riviera, which is pretty cool. It's basically a Euro van turned into a big old motorhome. But to live in one, to actually live in one, to make it your domain, is a whole nother state of mind. Because a lot of people, and I see a lot of posts on these Volkswagen groups, everybody's so excited for spring to come. And there's even people that talk about how do you camp in the winter? Easy. That's usually my response. I was like, easy. If there's electric, get you a space heater. And I take pictures of how mine's set up. I was like, because this is my third winter to live in mine. And everybody's response is, you live in yours? And then it's like, yeah. And then their response is, you're living the dream. Well, heck yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, mine was because it kind of like life kind of forced me into living in the VW bus, but I had a place to live no matter what. And I always told this to people through the years since I got my VW bus was, if anything ever happened to me in my house and I was like without anything, I would always have a roof over my head. And that's what this thing has provided me, is a roof over my head. And that's what everybody lives to have, right? I mean, some people live in four walls, windows, and but I got walls and bay windows. I got my windows are bay windows to the world. Some people just have windows to a backyard and a fence or whatever. Mine are bay windows to the world, man. It's amazing. And I will like when I do some live streams when I'm with all the curtains wide open, you guys will understand why they call these things bay windows. I mean, it's amazing to have all the windows open and just watch the world go by in this thing. I've uh I've yet to have a person not hang out in the VW bus and enjoy it. I I literally have not had that happen that I can think of. I really, really think back. I mean, I've had people like had having bad experiences on hallucinogens that sat in my bus because they wanted to feel better. And so I guess they've had bad experiences, but it turned into a positive. I had one couple literally spend almost a day and a half in my bus because they were they were just sick on doing too much stuff. And if they didn't sit in a VW in my VW bus that was completely air conditioned, then I think they would have been in some trouble physically. But they stayed in an air conditioned something, which was happened to be my bus, but full of positive energy, colors, and groovy stuff like that. They got better, and she still thinks about me today. VW Trek van, yeah, camping van, yeah. It's just like the regular cargo van you see today that like Dodge may or not Dodge, but like Mercedes makes, and all them. I mean, they're really cool, but you can only get them over in Europe, and you can't get them shipped over in America. You can't get them over here, unfortunately. Thank you, Power Glove. You're so rad, and you're one hip and groovy person yourself. Did you have a good evening? I'm getting ready to make like a tree and split myself. It's getting late. I'm just I'm just rambling on, yip yapping, but that's why I like these live streams. I can just talk and just let it flow, and I don't have a set schedule. When I did my coffee, and I haven't drank any coffee, by the way. Let you guys a little update on my coffee. I haven't had any coffee in a cool minute because I don't know if I was drinking too strong a coffee or if I'm just getting older, but it seemed like after I would drink coffee until at least almost noon, I would have semi anxiety attacks. Like, seriously, like, I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I started reading it was possibly coffee. And since I've stopped sipping on the coffee, I don't have that. But I did drink some coffee today when I was out delivering. I had to stop at Granger. It's called Granger, 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 and pick up a bunch of office supplies for the new store. And they had coffee. So I made me a cup of coffee and drank that on my way to my delivery. And I got a nice little coffee buzz. I was like, wow, this is because I haven't had coffee in my system. And it's amazing how coffee can, I guess it's the older you get. I don't know. But it kind of got me kind of weird. I was like, well, maybe I just take it back. I usually don't. I mean, not before work or anything like that. It was just straight coffee. It would just, I'd be fine, and it would hit me off. Like sometimes it hit me on the way to work. Sometimes it'd be At work when I was pulling parts, it was just like I'd have this straight up anxiety attack, and I almost anxiety. I'd be fine, but it was weird, and I've noticed this happening for about a little over a month and a half now, off and on. And Craig, what the heck, man? Why you used to be I thought good evening. Hope all is well. Swell, totally hip and groovy in your neck of the woods. But I don't know. It hasn't happened since I've cut back on the coffee. It's been over a week now until today. But nothing weird happened. Like I drank coffee and had a nice little coffee caffeine buzz, and as I was out delivering, and then I had lunch and everything was fine. Like everything was swell, well, and groovy. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I miss my friend of mine was like, "Why don't you drink some decaf in the morning and have coffee talk?" I guess I can. You know, I guess I can. I can do that. Um, or mix half and half. My mom does that. She mixes half and half together, half decaf, half regular coffee. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. But I enjoy these evening live streams with you fine folks. We get to hang out. You get to hear my days in, what's going on, and it's like kind of a evening thing we've been doing every evening. I don't know if I want to make it a daily dealio yet. I really don't. I like calling it, a van life vlog because it's my life here in the VW bus. It is a van. Right now, I've gone from traveling mode in the VW bus, like totally nomadic gypsy mode in the VW bus to it's like homesteaded mode. I'm on homestead mode where I'm commuting now in my Ford F-250. So it's kind of unique. It is a very unique life. Now, for a nice young lady who wants to get with me and be like, hey, I want to crawl in and hang out with your VW bus and live in your life. Now, that's probably not going to happen. Like, do you really want to commute from a VW bus? That's like a big choice for a lot of folks. Me, it came simple because of my life, because I live simply. Oh, sweet. You caught a blessing. You caught like, heck yeah, that's cool, brother man. Hear your daughters laugh for the first time in a cool minute. Well, yeah. I mean, I know eventually. I mean, always will be, brother man. But for right now, my life living in a van, unless there's a gypsy lady out there digging that, then that would happen. But it's a unique life living in this bus, man. Like it's my life would not be for everybody. Like when you choose to shower either at friends' places or at truck stops, that's what I do. I was watching friends of mine's vlog who live in a VW bus the way I take it. And maybe they don't. Maybe they just travel in it, but I thought they were living in it. But they use Planet Fitness, I do believe, have a membership. So their Planet Fitness is like nationwide. That's what they all say, man. And that's what they all say, Nez. And that's what happens. It happens when you least expect it. And I'm not worried about it. It just when I've talked about changing my life just to move in to a house, that's the hard thing because you know I am 42 years old. If I'm gonna have settle down with a groovy lady and maybe have a child because I would like to be a father before I get too much older. That would be freaking far out. But my time is like limited, for age, because I don't want to have a child see me like pass away when they're in their like early teens. That would not be groovy. So, oh wow, that's pretty cool, man. I'm just not too sure about the internet dealio. A lot of people keep saying that, but I don't know. But that's just like my thoughts, because when I was with my ex-wife, Nez, I could have been a father twice, but there was choices that were made, and that's all I'm going to talk about. Not by me. I had no choice in no matter, but there was choices made, and I was not a father. So, and it happened twice, not just once, but twice. And it was a bummer on my head, a big bummer on my head, and I think a lot of that, also came out with a lot of things and with me in the past few months. A lot of those thoughts and insecurities and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's like I have a pretty damaged relationship with my ex-wife. A pretty dang damaged relationship. So I carried a lot of baggage over, and that's why I did what I did last night on my live stream, because the past few months, like I have had a lot of insecurities trying to, you know, get back into, dating, semi dating, even with my friend Megan. And I've just had a lot of insecurities because of what's happened to me. So, and I put my life out there. What you guys get is to legit live life in my bus. That was like the commitment I made when I started my channel way back in 2015. It was all about my life in and around the VW bus. And I've gone from, you know, having a wife when that started to now I literally live in a bus because of my life from my ex-wife. So it blows my mind. But I'm running into an hour and 12 minutes. This is probably one of the longest live streams yet on this channel. I can talk all night. Not all night. I can talk. I'm like I said, I don't get to talk to too many folks, so I have a lot to talk about. But I am tired, and I know I have to be gone by 9 a.m. to go install a French door. A French door. Anywho, my friends, thanks for hanging out. Brother Craig, I'm always honored to have you catch my live streams and hang out in the old VW bus. I am Brother Craig. Nez, Sister Nez, it's always good to hear you and see you and hang out with you. I'm excited to see your painting. Brother Mark, I don't know if you made like a tree and split, if you're still lurking or what's going on, but thank you for hanging out. And Pinky, Sister Pinky, man, it's good to have you hang out this evening live. I look forward to getting to hang out with you again. It was cool to hang out with you. I look back and I was thinking, because you got to see a unique part of my life that I don't know if it's gonna be like that this summer. I really don't. Like this summer can bring it where my bus is out here most of the time and I commute and bring my bus in and do the like I'm doing now. Because I did what I did for Ranger. Because I needed to be close to work and have Ranger close to work. And Ranger was at my friend James's house for the daytime, so he was happy inside. And then Ranger and I went and got camp set up at the truck stop, and Pinky got to see that happen. Like, see a part of my life with Ranger that will never, ever, ever happen again. And that blows my mind to think about that. And that's all documented pretty much. That's pretty much all documented right there, like my life and those truck stops with Ranger. And I still have my last vlog that I did when Ranger was still alive, the last night he was alive, saved on my phone. And I'll never change it. I'll never lose it. It's been an interesting ride so far. You guys got to see a lot of my life, from divorces to my puppy dog Ranger going away forever until I see him again. It's not forever, it's forever on this life. To me, coming out of the divorce cell, trying to date again, almost pushing my good friend away, my best friend. When a lady calls you your best friend, which is my friend Megan, that's something special. I will see you guys when I see you. It's usually that's what I say when I get done now, because it might be tomorrow, might be tomorrow night, might be tomorrow morning when I have some coffee. I don't know, because I haven't set a set thing for my channel yet. I know I like to hang out with you guys in the evening. It's nice. Like I said, YouTube is my therapy. I get to talk a lot of stuff out of me, because if it wasn't for this, I'd be bottling it up, you know? Thanks, Brother Craig. Love to your little ones and Colleen. You're blessed with a really groovy family, man. When I talk to my friends, like my friend Megan, she has a little boy. He's getting ready to turn 6. His name's Carson. And all my friends that have kids, I just tell them, you're lucky. You're very lucky, because there was a time I was supposed to be a father. And of course, becoming a father, that changes your whole life, your whole perspective on life. And I understand this. And that was denied to me. So it changes your mindset quite a bit as you go through life. That's why I strive to be grateful for every moment of the day. And I sit back and I look at these moments. And I tell you guys about this. Even when I'm going through these weird moments of emotional chaos. And that's all it is. Just chaos that can be easily controlled. Because we overthink for some weird reason as humans. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Until tomorrow, or next day, or the day after that, be kind to one another. Even when you're pissed off at them, be kind as much as you can. And love one another. And be grateful for every single moment of the day. Because like I said, it's all we are guaranteed. Peace and love. And the most Volkswagen greasiest of grease there is.